Episode 4 then. So welcome back to the fourth installment, as I've just mentioned, of the Let's Build a B&M Invert in Planet Coaster for the last time. Now, apologies again for the sort of delay this episode took to get here, but I've been juggling with a couple of more university stuff and going back to work soon, so I haven't had time to sit down and record too much, but I have the next installment in the series for you guys now. So this episode focuses on sorting the pre-lift section of the ride out and also starting the station and landscaping for the rest of the coaster, meaning that I think after this episode we're probably only looking at maybe one or two more until this thing is completely finished. And with the length with the lengths of detail I've been going to in this coaster, I didn't really want to rush this so that I'd be jamming episodes full of stuff that really wouldn't need to be, put in the same episode. So, for instance, you can see here I'm doing the landscaping with the rock work for the pre-lift section, using the same rocks that we used for the cliff face for the surrounding headland, along with doing the same vegetation design and adding a few more little details which you'll see a bit further on. As you can see, I'm doing a few sand dunes and adding a little bit of vegetation just to sort of tie it all together and make this thing look really nice in its coastal setting. Now, overall, I'm genuinely really happy with how this is coming along, because when I first started this project, I had a very vague idea of what I wanted it to look like, which was I wanted a very nice headland in the coast with the invert sort of perched on top of it. And honestly, the more I've built it and the more details I've been adding, it's just been perfect to the vision that I wanted when I first started this. And adding things like these little wooden fences to sort of... It's not obviously realistic for what it would be, but it's a nice little detail which sort of barricades the pre-lift away from the rest of the coastline. And obviously I am very much aware that this is not the most stable of structures if it was to be built in real life. Obviously it's on a coastline which erodes, but Nemesis exists, so this would be a great ride for about 25 years before it fell into the sea. But alas, good things don't last forever, do they? So it doesn't matter. So talking about some other stuff then, the channel, again, I appreciate you guys so much for the support you've given me over the last few weeks as I've come back to YouTube for the last time. Well, not for the last time with Planet Coaster properly. And I've been, as I said in that community post, I've been really enjoying building this, because I think having a massive break from the game allows me to come back with fresh ideas and new perspectives of how to play the game, and means that I don't feel dead burnt out with it, because I haven't been trying to build something every week and then getting frustrated and then logging off and having done nothing. Whereas with this, I can take my time. I haven't built anything in a while, so I feel inspired, and I've been able to really capture some of the elements that I wanted to when I first started this ride. And I've decided, I think the direction for this coaster especially is I want to pay homage to quite a lot of my older rides in terms of the visual style that I used to go for. For instance, the neon, the sort of gravelly bits with the palm trees and stuff, and the very modernist station. I wanted to do that because I thought, if I'm going to go out on Planet Coaster with something, it's got to be something that is very me. Now, I wanted to not just obviously do that style with the concrete and all that, but I did want to obviously throw in a little bit of stylization. So obviously with the windmills, that are sort of the Greek thing, there's a couple of colours thrown in. Like, you've got a bit of blue, which highlights a little bit of Greek inspiration, but it's not supposed to be themed. It's just supposed to be placed there, and those windmills are merely nothing more than just a bit of decoration, which sit alongside the coaster. The vegetation that I'm placing down as well is I wanted to create a nice border to, separate the inland area of the park to this headland coaster. If this was to be in a park, my best guess would be a beachfront park with most of the elements sort of inland, but then this coaster would be a specific section of the area. A little bit like Ferrariland in Portaventura, which is a separate, completely separated area, but it's technically part of the same park. So I thought that would be kind of the direction that this would take. And obviously I'm just building the service road. Is that? Yep, the service road for the maintenance shed. There's no paths or anything in this project. It's all custom paths and no people, as is the case with 99% of the projects I do end up building. And I do apologise again, we have had a bit of a cut in the footage there, but the only thing that you missed was I was just placing some concrete and fences to create a little car park for the maintenance workers to be able to access the storage and transfer section effectively. What else can I talk about? Honestly, it's been a bit of just a nice, relaxed build when it comes to this. I'm just putting details like pallets and things down and safety signs and things. So honestly, it's been very chilled when it's come to building this, and it allowed me to move pretty quickly onto building the station, which is a very modernist, minimalist design you'll see as I'm building it. But to start with, I'm just placing down the animated floor, courtesy of my curious mind for, I think it was his Nemesis Inferno project he made this for. So I just thought I'd repurpose it and use it because it would fit perfectly, as this is technically a coaster that is inspired by Nemesis Inferno due to its very in-depth and unique pre-lift section. And obviously it needs to be safe, so that gate sits in front to stop guests who are boarding the first car, injuring themselves by falling off the station, and also preventing staff from getting through should they need it. So yeah, the station design I wanted to go for was very minimalist, very inspired by some of the other ones that I've made. It takes a little bit of inspiration, I think, from that one station design I used to copy and paste in every single one of my videos. I think it was like a very modernist Cedar Fair style station, but this one is a little bit more simpler with a few colour nods thrown in. You will see as it gets built. And honestly, I think there's not much for me to talk about this week, honestly, apart from the fact that the coming weeks will feature the next and finale episode, and then the maybe 1 or 2 weeks after that is when the final video will go out, the full cinematic video and the download link. And obviously you guys can download this coaster and enjoy it and take it as my parting gift as I leave Planet Coaster, well, the original Planet Coaster thing, because I don't know if I'm fully done with this game right now, but I'm done with making videos like this for sure. So if down the line you do end up seeing a Planet Coaster video on this, don't be surprised, but also don't bank on it, because I may get a massive spurt of inspiration randomly and build something very quickly, but this kind of content is ending as you know it. And then obviously if we do end up getting a second installment of Planet Coaster or any other kind of game like this just come out, I will be right back on that content. Because it's not the concept that I'm bored with or I've burnt out with, it's the game specifically, because I feel like I have done everything I can do in this game, aside from build a full park, but that's just purely because I haven't got the entire motivation to do that. But I feel like what I wanted to do with this game, I have exhausted, and I feel like if I just kept going, I'd be completely bored with it, and I don't want to ruin the genre for myself and the concept of building cool coasters in nice settings with cool scenery, because that would be miserable. And I don't want to burn myself out with that. So this is probably going to be one of the last 2 episodes, as I've mentioned, and then the cinematic will come out and I will be done with this style of content. If there's any random Planko content coming in the future, it'll be one-offs, or it'll be different style videos, maybe even commentary videos on the game or the genre, so something like that. I wouldn't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you do see it, but don't bank on anything like that definitely happening. So that's probably enough waffling on for one episode. So thank you guys very much for watching this episode. I will catch you guys in the coming weeks when I put the next one out. There'll be community posts and Discord posts of when the next episode is nearly around. But until then, thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see you all next time.